Hello, everyone. This is Brandy Martinez with my presentation on why we must all become digital citizens. So, the way that I structured this was to hopefully present this to our parents. So, just kind of keep that in mind as I go through this presentation. All right, so first starting off with the objectives, these are the topics that we are going to be covering. So the first are the potential risks that students encounter while they're online, the meaning of digital citizenship, the measures that Dodge City Middle School is taking to promote responsible digital behavior, and then finally the actions that parents can take to assist their children online. So, risks, statistics, and facts. So, these are probably the most eye opening things, and really the whole um, purpose behind everything that we're doing is kind of to make sure that these things are not happening or to lessen all of these. So, the first one is that nearly 40% of all teenagers have posted or sent sexually suggestive messages, but this practice is more common among boys than girls. Sending or receiving a sexually suggestive text or image under the age of 18 is considered child pornography and can result in criminal charges. So this is I received this information from DoSomething.org, and this is just very jarring. Um, you know, Knowing that 40% of our kids in some way are having interactions with sexually suggestive messages is crazy. Something else that I feel like a lot of students don't know, a lot of kids don't know, is that if you are receiving or sending any type of sexually suggestive image, it is considered child pornography. That is something that parents need to understand that they're talking to their kids about. It's certainly something that we talk about with them, but something that I feel like parents need to be aware of as well. So, the second, today's apps and devices are designed with features that are intentionally tested, iterated, and deployed to hold users' attention. So, this can come in the form of infinite scrolling, default push notifications, and like Snapchat streaks. So, it's really important for you parents and for really anyone to understand how these different apps and devices, social media websites, really any website is making their money and how they're functioned to work. They're making money by us being on them and gathering as much data as they can from us. So, something that's very important for you to look at and talk with your child about. The next, two and three people say fabricated news greatly confuses them. So, once again, students as well as adults are having a hard time understanding what's real and what's fake. So, it's something that, once again, we have to do our due diligence and research. The next, 95% of 12 to 17-year-olds use the internet, and 80% of internet users use social media sites. So, this is something that is happening. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. We can't just say, you know what, it's not my kid, because most of the time it is. It's all of our kids. And then finally, nearly half of students in grades 4 through 8, so 40% have connected or chatted with a stranger online. According to a study by the Center for Cyber Safety and Education, of those, 53% gave the stranger their phone numbers and 50% tried to meet them in person. So, once again, another very jarring statistic, which means, we have a lot of work to do. So, all of this kind of goes into digital citizenship, and the reason that we need to make sure that we are um, promoting this for our students. So, digital citizenship is a safe and responsible practice of using digital technologies. Responsible digital citizens desire to use technology respectfully, safely, and productively. So, this is something that we want to promote to our students. This is something that we're hoping parents are also promoting to their children, because if they're hearing about digital citizenship here at school and parents are also talking about digital citizenship, then hopefully, they are really understanding what this means. So, what are we doing here at DCMS? We're doing a few different things. So, the first, we are teaching lessons about important topics that are pertaining to digital citizenship in each Connect class. So, we're talking about media balance, making sure that students are understanding how to balance their online world and their offline world, making sure that they're not feeling anxieties, or that they are understanding that their online world is going to some way affect their offline world sometimes, and how to balance those two. Online safety, so making sure that they know what their private information is, who they're sharing it with, how to have some tools to mitigate anything that is going to maybe put them in a tough situation. Any cyberbullying, so making sure that students are being respectful online, not just at school, but on other platforms. And then finally, phishing, so making sure that they're not giving their information and they're not falling victims of online scams. So something else that we're also doing is that we have a management system in place to monitor students' online use. We do that with a program called Go Guardian. So all teachers have a Go Guardian account and they have it kind of set up. It is teacher discretion. So we are able to see what students are doing on their laptops. And really, this is something that I feel like as the more that we get into digital citizenship, the more that we teach it, this is something that we don't necessarily have to enforce so much, because we really want to move towards students realizing and understanding what they can and cannot do, just because they know that, because they want to be the best digital citizens, excuse me. So finally, the last thing, we're going to aim to adopt a certified digital learner program. So this is something that we've been seeing, or that we looked into some research, that students, if they feel a sense of agency, if they feel like they are the people who are in charge of, their digital learning, that they feel like they're in charge of that, there's going to be more buy-in in what they feel like they can and can't do. So we could start in sixth grade by giving them like a digital learner's license, so that they know that they have to do, or a learner's permit, excuse me, so that they know that they have to do a few different things in order to get a license. So, adopting this type of program, once again, is going to give our students some agency. And then finally, here, so what can you parents do? So, the first and probably the most important is to get involved in your child's online activities. Understand what are they doing, understand their online habits, understand what is it that they like to do online. The second, use online protection tools. There are so many different types of online protection tools already embedded in a lot of different platforms, web-based ones, app-based ones that come already in your phone. So use those online protection tools, screen time, all of these different things, so that you know what your kids are doing and you can understand what they can and can't do. Next, create tech-free zones. So making sure that you are having some time, maybe when you're sitting down at the dinner table, maybe that's a zone where, we're not going to use technology. Maybe whenever you're in the car, just making sure that you have some type of boundaries with technology. Next, do your research. So, technology is changing all the time. Kids like different trends. There's just always something new. So, it's important to do your research to understand that if your child likes to get on Discord, that you know what Discord is. If your child has ever talked about Omegle, that you know what that is about. Don't just let them tell you about it. You go in there, you look at the apps, you look at the websites, you look and see what they're doing. I added in here articles on Common Sense Media, because this is a really great platform to find out what students are doing. They have so many different articles about that go into depth on Discord, on Instagram, on TikTok, so that you're also hearing from professionals. And then finally, being a good role model. So if you are a good digital citizen, you are also going to hopefully promote that for your own children, and they can kind of see you being a responsible person. If you're constantly on your phone, what is it to expect that your child isn't going to be on theirs? If you are talking badly about people, or maybe always falling into different types of online scams, what are you going to really expect from your child? So, once again, being a good role model, cannot stress the importance of that. All right, so here are my correlations, relevancy, and reflection. So I feel like this assignment correlated to CLODE 2.1 because I was able to create this presentation that I could show to parents regarding digital citizenship and its importance. I was able to research the risks and best practices to foster responsible digital citizens. Relevancy. So I am the computer applications teacher at my school, the Connect teacher. So digital citizenship is a topic I'm already very passionate about. I needed this assignment to push me in the direction of demonstrating a presentation to parents because it has been something I've been wanting to do, as it is imperative to our families to understand how to help their children become better digital citizens. And then the reflection, I feel like if I needed to understand what's happening in a new school, I would ask the technology department and then go to the BLT to see what the plan is in place. I would also want to show a presentation like this, specifically the risk, statistics, and facts slide to my staff and teachers so that they could understand the importance of creating responsible digital citizens, because I feel like that slide really opens everyone's eyes, and all of those statistics are a little chilling. And then I believe, just as my presentation had tips for parents, teachers, or for parents, excuse me, teachers could also be doing the same things with students in their classroom. So making sure that we know we have specific boundaries in place, that we are promoting digital citizenship, and that we're being good role models. Here are my references. Thank you so much for listening to me today.